Hello everyone, CatWeazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror, Rise of the Elder Things, where we're now on turn 2. And true to form, the start of an episode, what better thing to do than to correct some cock-ups from the previous turn. Right, well, we only did a couple. The main one was Monterey Jack. If you remember, he was... put that back. He was having a encounter in Rome and the police were about to give him a good shoe-in. So he had to roll a strength -1 test. Except he rolled a strength test and didn't take the -1 off. So he should have only rolled 3 dice. So let's roll 3 dice now and see if he can actually succeed. And he gets a 6. So he did succeed, so that's groovy. And we can get rid of that. So no change to Monty. Can discard that card again. Brilliant. Righto. What was the other thing? Well, the other thing was our friend Rex Murphy, who had a curse condition. Now, because it was a reckoning, he had to roll a die. He rolled a 4, which meant you get rid of the curse condition. Except it's Rex Murphy, so you get it back. Now, I just gave him the same card back. But what you should do is pick a new one, because you sort of lose it and then get a new one. Warplord did point out that it's a bit of a Schrodinger's cat sort of thing. If we haven't seen the back, what does it matter? But that's what we should do, so we'll do it. So that's his cursed card. And we get the Bane deck. It gets added back in, because you still get the chance to get the same one back. And we'll pick a new one. So, whoop, and there we go. And we'll just get the first one off the back. That's a blight. That's a cursed condition. So that's his new one. So enjoy that, Rex. So there we go. We have fixed that. Let's just quickly go over where everybody is when I find my drinking straw of pointing power. Here it is. Okay, so first player this turn is going to be Wendy Adams. She's up there at Vladivostok, space 19, with the Fire Vampire. After her, it's going to be Jenny Barnes this turn. She's currently at space 7 in Central America, and after her, it will then be Rex Murphy. He's here in San Francisco. And last player again will be Monterey Jack, who is currently in Rome. We've got 2 gates. We've got one in Tokyo, a blue constellation gate, which is currently unguarded due to the Fire Vampire wandering around everywhere. And we've also got a gate in Istanbul, a green comet gate that is guarded by a skeleton. Okay, let's take a quick look at our investigators and then we'll get on with the action phase. And here are our investigators. So, Wendy Adams first. She's still got... she's lost her health, unfortunately, because of the Fire Vampire, so she's on 4 health. But other than that, she's just got a 2 impairments, so she's got -1 on strength, -1 on will. She gained an axe, she's got a mysterious tome, she's elusive, but she is also blessed. Jenny Barnes has the fresh fruit, which is always good. Keep healthy. She's got a fine jewellery, which helps with her sort of shopping adventures. Now, she has lost 2 sanity due to... due to a very nasty encounter, unfortunately. She's still got 5 health, so that's okay. She's got a 38 revolver and she's got a .25 automatic as well. So she's in pretty good shape, apart from losing a bit of sanity. She's also got a ship ticket. Next, it'll be Rex. Rex managed to get himself a despair condition. He's also lost a sanity due to the reckoning, because of the despair condition, because he made a right balls up of his encounter. He's still got his lucky talisman, and of course he's still got his curse. He has managed to put up his influence twice, so he's on 5 influence, which is good, and he's picked up some bandages, the specialised training, and the arcane manuscript. And finally we've got Monterey Jack. He's laughing. Chocolate biscuits. He's still got 7 health and 7 sanity. He's finding like the old journal and the cryptic texts because he's an archaeologist and that's what he does. He's still got his bullwhip, and I did remember, because of his treasure map, to put his law up by 1. So he's improved his law and he's also improved his will, so that's good. And of course he still has that focus token, so brilliant. That's a quick run through our investigators. Let's get into the action phase with Wendy Adams. The train journey to Vladivostok had been slow and had seemed to take forever. Cold and hungry, Wendy decided to find somewhere to get some rest. Not far from the dock she found an old abandoned shack, and with a forceful kick the old rusty lock broke off and she went in. It was musty and everything was covered in a thick layer of dust. It was obvious it had not been used in some time, an ideal spot she thought. Wendy looked about, mostly old junk, but she found an axe that might come in handy and noticed a wooden trunk that looked out of place in the corner of the room. She opened it expecting it to be empty, but found a strange book inside that felt abnormally warm. It was covered in strange runes and was similar to books that she had seen before in her father's study. That couldn't just be a coincidence, could it? She packed the book away safely in her bag and settled down to get some sleep. Wendy woke some time later. As she lay there, she could hear a strange noise outside the shack, but could not make out what it was. Quietly she made her way over to the door of the building where the sound was coming from. She peered out between a gap in the planks and caught her breath. There was what looked like a man with flames licking all over his body, not screaming in pain but just standing staring at the shack. The hairs on Wendy's neck stood on end and a chill ripped through her. What was it? Slowly it moved towards the shack. Wendy spun around looking for another way out. She grabbed her bag and ran to the other side of the gap, but as she did so she caught her leg on a nail. It gouged deep into her leg and tore the skin. She clutched at it, but pulled herself out and to her feet. She ran as fast as she could towards the docks, looking over her shoulder, only to see the shack engulfed in flames. Excellent piece of flavour text there from Lawrence. So, that's what happened last turn. What's going to happen this turn? Well, Wendy, first thing she's going to do is she is going to move, and she's going to use the sea lane to go to Tokyo. Now, she can leave that monster behind, no problem. Don't have to do an evade. It's the action phase, so she doesn't have to fight it, so she's gone straight to Tokyo. Now she's in Tokyo, it's time for a second action, and for a second action, she is going to take a focus. So we'll put that on a player tray, and that is the end of Wendy's actions. Next up, we have Jenny Barnes. On the ship over, Jenny met a strange young woman. Abby had a shock of white hair and a slightly crazed air about her. The young woman seemed to know quite a bit about the arcane world, so Jenny thought it Providence. The two bonded well on the long ship ride to Latin America. After a rather rare night of drinking on deck during a particularly warm evening, Jenny shared with Abby her plight and her search for her sister. Abby insisted on helping, and upon arriving at Cancun, the pair chartered a coach south to Panama where the clues were leading them. Reaching the port city, Jenny used her family influence to pick up a number of items. She found a pistol she quite fancied, along with some fresh fruit in a market. The following day, a telegram found its way to Jenny from her friend Ursula, an explorer of some renown. Ursula was forging an expedition to Antarctica and sought Jenny's help. The telegram was old and long in finding Jenny. Rumours had already surfaced that an expedition to the south had gone missing. It could only be Ursula's. Jenny was torn on what to do. As luck would have it, Abby had found some clues that Jenny's sister might be involved with an expedition south as well. She wanted Jenny to meet a contact she had at a local warehouse. It turned out to be a trap, and Abby was in league with her sister's abductors. Horror struck Jenny as Abby unleashed a hellish and indescribable beast. Good thing Jenny had a gun. She chased the thing off with some well-placed shots, one of which found a good solid spot in Abby's shoulder to rest in. Jenny was shaken. Her clues had run dry and her questions of Abby went nowhere. She left the woman and proceeded to consider her options. She would seek out friends like Monterey Jack, Rex Murphy and Wendy. They were bound to help. So there we go. Thank you very much to Doug for the flavour text. And here we are with Jenny. So she's going to seek out some of her friends. How's she going to do that? Well, first of all, she's going to move to San Francisco, where we have Rex Murphy. While she's in San Francisco, she's going to do what she does best. That's right, she's going to do a bit of shopping. So let's get the dice tower out, and she's going to use her special ability, obviously. So that is 6 dice. She gets 4 for her influence and 2 for her special ability. So come on, Jenny, let's be having it. Oh my god. That is absolutely awful. So what Jenny has done there has got 1 success thanks to her jewellery. So all we've got is a single success. That is not good, because even if she takes a bank loan, that will only give 3 successes. So, I think she will take a bank loan and have 3 successes. Let's get down to the asset reserve and see what she's going to buy. And here we are. So 3 successes. All she can get is the blunderbuss and the arcane assistant. The blunderbuss is not as good as the double-barreled shotgun, but hopefully we'll be able to get that in a later turn. And the arcane assistant, I mean, let's just use up all our influence. So there we go. Let's have a look at the arcane assistant first. It's an ally. Roll 1 additional die when resolving a lore test as part of a spell effect. And the blunderbuss. When resolving a combat encounter, you may gain +2 strength. If you do, each 6 you roll when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter counts as 2 successes, but each one negates 1 success. So in a way, it's as good as the double-barreled shotgun. It's just the drawback of losing successes on rolling a 1. So she'll keep that. So she'll take those 2, she'll put them on her player area. Right, so we have got to replace those 2. So let's get the deck and see what we get. So there we go. And our first replacement is a pocket watch. You cannot become delayed unless you choose to. That's not bad, actually. And after that we get a bodyguard. An ally, gain +1 strength, reduce the damage of monsters you encounter by 1 to a minimum of 1. So there we go. Not quite the buying trip we wanted, unfortunately, but them's the breaks. The other thing we've got to get is obviously the deck condition. So even though this is a bit redundant, let's do a cut and draw off the bottom until we get one. First one, and we put it straight back in as per her passive. So that's gone. Brilliant stuff. Let's get back up to San Francisco, because that's the end of Jenny's go, but now it's Rex's. Rex sat despondently in the deserted diner. As soon as his ship docked, Rex had looked up Carnby, but he had proved next to useless. Carnby had originally contacted Rex before Alaska, when it looked like Rex had been going on the Miskatonic expedition. He had begged to come along, insisting how helpful he could be and hinting at some old maps and scrolls in his possession that concerned the ancient continent at the base of the world. It had been a different Carnby this time, full of evasions and strange muddled hints and whispers about an ancient race, hibernating monsters and other confused warnings. "Come back later, Rex. I still need to piece it together," was all Carnby kept repeating, whilst wiping the sweat from his bald head with a florid purple handkerchief. Well, Rex had gone back later, and now it was Carnby who needed piecing together. The occultist was currently residing in every room of his flat, his severed head taking pride of place on the rosewood coffee table in his lounge, the purple handkerchief now a gag for his dead gaping mouth. It was then that it had struck Rex, even as he hurriedly left the abattoir that had been Carnby's flat, that he was already almost a month behind on this story. With Ursula missing, there was no chance of meeting up with her and no chance of being at the forefront of any rescue. He would just be sat on his can in Buenos Aires with all the other hacks. It was just a massive waste of time, just like his life. Rex continued to stare out the window of the diner as it began to rain. Carnby had known his hotel room, so Rex had no intention of going back there till it was morning. Ignoring his tepid coffee, Rex toyed idly with his amulet, wondering what to do. As always seemed to happen, the touch of his talisman seemed to lighten his mood a little. Maybe Jenny was in town. Hadn't Jenny and Ursula gone to boarding school together? He could check out the bay offices of Barnes Corporation, or, more likely, that jazz club she liked downtown. If not, he could always try London and Crowley. Crowley was a lunatic, but he'd always been more forthcoming than Carnby, at least on the few occasions when he was lucid and not lost to opium or laudanum. You just had to remember not to accept any food or drink off the man. Oh yes, and not to look directly in his eyes. Okay, so that's Rex. And what's Rex going to do with his first action? Well, he's going to trade. There's not a great deal to trade, unfortunately. But because Jenny has the blunderbuss, I think she will be able to trade her revolver away. It's still better than the revolver. And Rex, well, he's going to give her the bandages. And so going to trade bandages for the 38 revolver, and also he's going to take a ship ticket off Jenny. So that is pretty good, and that is his first action. For his second action, what he is going to do, I was considering, like, should he get the urban guide now, but with an influence of 5, he can pick up the urban guide pretty much any time. So we've got to get to London. We're losing clues left, right and centre. We've got to get some more. So because of that, we're going to leave the urban guide, and Rex is just going to move to space 5. That means he can move next turn to Arkham, use that ship ticket, and hopefully get to London. So that is the end of his action phase. Our last player for the action phase is Monterey Jack, and he's in Rome. Finding first one old book, then another wasn't exactly in Jack's plans. He wasn't out to become a one-man walking library, but knowledge was knowledge after all. Getting questioned by the police regarding one of the books, or rather who had given it to him, however, was a bit more hassle than he'd set out for. Steeling his fists, he felt an extra burst of strength as he broke out of a sudden daydream with the police still harassing him. Later on, feeling the consequences of the fight, Jack heard reports of some sort of anomaly appearing over the city of Istanbul, not to mention a rather bony apparition appearing in the streets. While he was tempted to investigate it, he had other places to be at the moment. So there we go. Thanks, Mark, for the update on Jack. So what's Jack going to do? Well, first of all, he's going to prepare for travel, and he's going to get himself a ship ticket. Then for his second action, he is going to move to space 10, Dakar, where he's going to spend his ship ticket, and he's going to move all the way down to space 15, Cape Town. Okay, so that is the end of the action phase. Let's move on to the encounter phase. And here we are with our first player, Wendy, and Wendy is in Tokyo. So there's no monsters on Tokyo, so she can pop straight in and deal with the gate. So that means we get a gate card. So let's give him a quick shuffle and see where she's going. Whoop. Upside down, good start. She's going to the city of the Great Race. You are horrified to realise that the body you are inhabiting in this world is not your own. The shock of seeing yourself in an alien conical shell threatens to shatter your mind. Test will. No! Well, we need that. And her will is... Oh, her will's only 2 now. She impaired it. But She is blessed. Come on. She's got a 6. The one that didn't go in. It's not the 6 off. No, not the 6 off. She's going to spend that focus. I can't believe it, not the 6 off. I bet Lawrence can't either, but we got a 6 with a focus. Oh my god, that was a bit close for comfort. So, good job she got a focus, because she did manage to pass. Oh god, how unlucky was that? So, she passed. You steel yourself against the horror of this alien body and try to recall the knowledge necessary to build a device that will return you to your body. Test law. I think a law's pretty good. A law's 3, so she gets an extra dice. There is no modifier. Ooh, just a 4. So she just managed to pass. If you pass, the machine works. Close this gate. If you fail, if you want to read whatever that is, away you go. But we've closed the gate, as far as I'm concerned, so woohoo! Away. Well done, Wendy. Excellent work. She has closed the gate. And, as per her player's instructions, she's not going to come out at Tokyo. She's going to use the special sideboard ability of going to the Plateau of Leng. So, whoop, I think we can just see. Can we just see? No, we can't. Can't see her. Hang on, I will just zoom out a little. There she is. So she's just gone to the Plateau of Leng. Brilliant stuff. Righto. So that is it for Wendy. Next up we have Jenny Barnes. And here we are with Jenny. So we need the Americas deck, the green deck. She's going to have a San Francisco encounter. Cut. San Francisco. Elephants have escaped from the Golden Gate Park. You offer to help subdue them. Jenny? Yeah, take your blunderbuss, Jenny. Right, so... Whoop, move that out of the way so we can see the roll. Can we see that? Yes, we can. Right. Fortunately, she's got a strength of 3. So she's going to get 3 dice. Oh no. Yeah, just a straight strength test. No modifiers. And she gets a 6. Jenny, elephant handler. If you pass, the Grateful Keepers share stories about hunting and tracking, improve observation. If you want to read the fail condition, there you go. And it's over. Right, she improves observation. There we go. So her observation is now 3. Great stuff. Right, we may as well stay here because next it's Rex. And Rex is here on space 5. But he's not going to have one of these encounters. He is going to have a generic encounter. And he won't need these white dice. Oh no, because he's cursed. This is the part where all the reserves are looking. All the reserves are really interested in the turn of this card. So it's a city. Grifters have chosen you to be their next mark. You plan on turning the tables with a few tricks of your own. Observation -1. Oh my god. Right, his observation is 2. 1 red dice. But, come on. Come on, CatWeazle, you can do it. Well, you would do if you could get it in the bloody... Yes! Yes! CatWeazle! Rolls a 6. What a star! If you pass, you end up with the money and an impressive reputation. It can't improve his influence. So he wasn't that lucky after all. Oh, and there's the fail if anybody wants to read it. So, gets a 6, can't get anything for it because his influence is already +2. There you go, that's Rex's luck all over. At least nothing bad happened. And he did roll a 6. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, Rex. Well done. Right, so we'll leave Rex in what was Chicago or wherever it was, and we'll get down to Southern Africa and have a chat with Monty. And here's Monterey Jack. So he gets a generic encounter as well. Do a cut, see what we get. He's in a city as well. Corrupt members of the police. He's not having much fun with the police, is he? Corrupt members of the police force pressure you for a bribe. You speak to some people you know to take care of the problem. Test influence. Okay. What is his influence? It's actually 2. So, come on. Oh, Jacko, a 6. You star. So, doing well is Monterey Jack. If you pass, the police are apologetic and share their leads with you. Spawn a clue. Doesn't get it, only spawns it. And there is the fail condition for anybody who wants to quickly read it. Right, we spawn a clue. It'd been better if we actually got a clue. But at least we're getting a clue on the board. Where's it going? It's going to Arkham. That's just taking the mickey because well, perhaps Jenny could go there next turn because I really do want Rex to go to London. He's just putting it there like just to try and stop me going to London. That's what I think. So we've got a clue in Arkham. So good encounter again for Monterey Jack. He's done really well. So we'll put the deck back. That was it. Corrupt members of the police force. Surely not. And there we go. Okay, so that is the end of the encounter phase. We all know what that means. Oh yes, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and chuckle phase. So let's get the deck of doom over here. And let's see what we've got next. Oh, a green one. So we've got Omen Trap movement. We go on to a red sunburst. So that's okay, we get no doom movement. Then we have a monster surge, but we're going to get a gate. The reason we're going to get a gate is because we're dead unlucky. No, you'd only get a surge on a red sunburst gate, and we haven't got any red sunburst gates. If you can't do a surge, then you have got to pick a gate. So let's see where we get. We get a gate in San Francisco. So, Jenny, she may well be able to close this gate in San Francisco as well. So let's put that there. But it also means it's going to be a monster. But she has got a blunderbuss now. So what's the monster that's going to go there? It's going to be, oh god, a Wendigo or a Wendigo. So not a bad horror check. Strength check's a bit nasty, and it's got 2 toughness. If you defeat this monster during a combat encounter, roll 1 die. On a 1 or a 2, gain a hunger condition. Well, that's a real nice one, isn't it? As we checked it out last turn. She doesn't have to fight it now. She's not being ambushed. And if she chooses to move away from San Francisco, then she won't have to fight it then either. You can only fight it in the encounter phase. But if she does want to close that gate, then she will have to fight it before she can go into the gate. Right, so that's the Monster Surge part sorted by opening a gate, and then we spawn clues. So we're going to get a couple of clues. That's exactly what we need, because we're getting nowhere with this mystery as it stands at the moment. So first clue is, let's get right down to the bottom, 17. So that is India. And the second clue will be, good, the Miskatonic outpost. So we've got one clue at least that's in Antarctica. That's okay. The mystery we've got, that is excellent. That is a good draw. So we've done that. Let's read the actual card. Get it to focus. Your experience have made you more gullible rather than wiser. The terrible responsibilities you have taken upon yourself have made you more vulnerable rather than stronger. Led astray event. Each investigator with at least one task asset loses 3 sanity and discards 1 task asset. I don't think we've got task assets. Bear with me. If you hear a large "ah," you know we have, but I don't think we have. No, 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 no. Oh. Guess who's got a task asset? Yay! Good old Rex, mine. My player, my investigator's got a task asset. So he loses his task asset. That's gone, and he loses 3 sanity. Rex is down to 3 sanity now. I really don't think he's going to last. He has had an appalling couple of turns. In fact, I'll get rid of that one. So, yes. So, how unlucky was that? So, Rex is in awful trouble. Because remember, you know, you think, oh, it's alright, he's got 3 sanity left. Well, he's got that despair condition. So, that he could lose a sanity every single reckoning. He's in real trouble. Right, that is it anyway. So, put that to the bottom. Leave that till next time. I just can't believe how badly it is going for Rex. Even when he got a bit of good luck, he couldn't benefit off it. What an awful turn for Rex. Right, okay. Good things about that turn, we got a few clues generated at least. Rex is having a horrible time of it. Nothing will go right for him whatsoever. So at least he's having a good thematic game. We closed the gate, that's excellent. And on the, what was it, on the Mythos, we did have to open another gate. It's at San Francisco. It's got an okay monster there. Fortunately, we've got the elephant, like, sorting out Jenny, who's got a blunderbuss, so perhaps she'll be able to deal with it. Yeah, Monty did well, Wendy did well, Jenny did well. Rex, it's bad. Rex is just not having the rub of the green whatsoever. It's grim. So, yes, reserves. I'd be getting ready if I was you. If it carries on like this, he's not going to last much longer. Can he make it to London? I think I'll call it a small victory if I manage to get him to London and generate a clue. I'll call it a win for Rex. But other than that, it was a good turn, other than what happened to Rex then. So, well played, everybody. I hope you're all enjoying the format. I am. I think it's working really well. All the players, they're really pitching in, and I'm having a great time. And I hope you, the players, are, as well as you, the viewers, are. So, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for all the help, all the support, and thank you for pointing out all the errors, of which there will be a few during the playthrough, I would imagine. And if you've spotted any this episode, by all means do flag them up. and I will do my best to fix them. Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site. As ever, thank you very much, that is great. And I hope you will join us for turn 3 of Eldritch Horror, Rise of the Elder Things. But until then, this is me, CatWeazle, signing off. Toodaloo.